Jai Hind and welcome to your own YouTube channel, Team MND, the Futurists. And today's update is on the ICC. A power move for America and Israel. Within just 20 days of his presidency, Donald Trump has already sent a clear message. America would no longer play any globalist rules. On June 11, 2020, he signed an executive order that sent shock waves through the international legal system, sanctioning the International Criminal Court. But this was not just about protecting American soldiers. This was also about Israel, a country that Trump saw as a critical ally in reshaping West Asia. The ICC was not just targeting the US, it was also investigating Israel, and Trump was not going to let that happen. Now, the ICC is actually a failing court. Before we dive into why Trump made this move, let's also talk about the ICC itself. The International Criminal Court was established in 2002 with a mission to prosecute war crimes and human rights violation. But here's the problem: that has no enforcement power, no military, and it relies entirely on the member states for funding. Now, what is the ICC's funding breakdown and who pays for it mostly? European nations, but let's be honest, Europe can barely afford to fund itself, let alone an international court. It is not possible. Economic crisis, energy struggles, and immigration issues have already stretched European budgets thin. So the ICC is simply not a priority for them at all. So now Trump's sanctions cutting off the ICC's power. So what did Trump's executive order actually do? It had three major effects. Asset freezes. Any ICC officials investigating the US or its allies would have their US assets frozen. Second, visa restrictions. ICC members targeting American or Israeli citizens would be banned from entering the US. Blocking financial transactions, making it nearly impossible for the ICC to operate with US influence. So in simple terms, Trump just starved the ICC of power. Without funding and enforcement, the court was left with little authority. Now, few pointers here. British ICC prosecution Karim Khan is the first as per the sources. Now, this sanctioned individual is subject to US asset freeze and have ban. Although UN expects US to allow sanctioned officials to travel to New York headquarters, Khan was most recently in New York last week to brief the Security Council on Sudan. Khan is British, was named on Friday, and the sanctions include freezing of US assets of all those designated and even barring them and their families from visiting the United States. Now, the point is, why did Trump target the ICC? The ICC has no legitimacy and no authority. We will not allow Americans or our allies to be prosecuted by any accountable international bureaucracy. Now, that's the Trump's argument. The US never ratified the Rome Statute that created the ICC. So why should American soldiers be held accountable by a court the US never even joined? And more importantly, why should Israel be subject to? The Israel factor, when we see securing a key ally in West Asia, is extremely important for US. But here's the part most people missed. Trump's ICC sanctions were just not about America. They were also about Israel and his larger strategy for West Asia. And that's what I have been emphasizing all and more every time on every social media handle. Now, the ICC had launched an investigation into alleged Israeli war crimes in Palestine territories a move that Israel saw as an attempt to delegitimize its military actions. Trump's administration viewed this as a direct attack on Israel's sovereignty and an attempt to undermine its regional dominance. Now, by sanctioning the ICC, Trump was effectively shielding Israel from prosecution. But this was part of a bigger plan, one that was positioning Israel as a dominant power in West Asia. Now, what is Trump's vision? Israel as a superpower. Trump was not just protecting Israel, he was also restructuring the entire balance of power in West Asia. His administration's Abraham Accords brought Arab nations like UAE, Bahrain, and Morocco into diplomatic ties with Israel, ending decades of isolation. So, for the first time, Israel was not just defending itself, it was expanding its influence. Trade, security, intelligence, sharing agreements, they were strengthening its strategic foothold in the region. And who was making it happen? Trump. So, these agreements are historic. They are bringing peace to the region in a way no one perhaps thought possible. But let's be clear, this was not just about peace. This is also about power. Trump was setting up Israel to dominate West Asia, countering Iran, sidelining Palestine, and securing an alliance network that excluded the ICC, UN, and even European interference. That's what we just wanted to put it across to you. I hope you find this video informative. Do let us know about your comments, about your reviews in our comment section. Jai Hind and Jai Bharat.